Hey everyone, back. It's been a while. You can see here it's about Monday, well, just barely Monday, 12:20 a.m. But I basically finished up working pretty hard this weekend and finished just yesterday on Sunday. So, where have I been, I guess? I just wanted to do a quick video, talk about what's been going on. I haven't been doing many videos in a while. I've been kind of stuck, but definitely had breakthrough recently, and it's largely thanks to Cloud AI. Currently on 3.5 Sonnet, and it is just the most amazing coding helper assistant AI there is out there, and it's not even close. I'm also subscribed to Open ChatGPT. I think they're on 4.0 or something as of now, but yeah, it's nowhere even the same ballpark. It's good for just Google searching, finding out info, but I mean, Google, Wiki, that Stack Overflow, you can get all the same answers from there anyways. But just a quick update before I head to bed and go to work tomorrow. Got to go out to the field, finish up jumping down some TIs on 680. But what's exciting is I've been doing a lot of research recently on different types of cloud infrastructure, services, yada yada. Originally, I was thinking of going with AWS services all the way, looking and doing some cost estimates, actually with the help of both ChatGPT and Cloud. It turns out that AWS does have a lot of fees. I guess they call them egress fees, which is like data transfer. So even though I have some JSON files that are like maybe 10 megabytes, it's if I scale that to like millions of users, hopefully in the future, that's gonna add up a lot, and that's gonna rack up my AWS bills. It was roughly in the thousands, and I cannot afford that out of pocket. So my solution was to push everything to the front end as much as possible. What do I mean by that? It means I'm going to hopefully cache everything as much as possible and sync my jobs JSON once a week. However, kind of in between that, I've been working on some side projects to test out the IndexedDB CRUD capabilities with a lot of success. Also created sample PWAs, but now I'm just kind of eventually going to marry it with my current PenPublic app. But in the meantime, I was able to move everything from S3, AWS S3 buckets, which have those huge fees that I was talking about for data transfer, over to Cloudflare. They have their own AWS S3 type buckets. They call it R2, like R2D2, I guess. But the great thing about Cloudflare is they do not have any egress fees, so all the transfer, if millions and millions of people want to download my file, it's going to be free on my end. So I'd love to hear that, even though that the file is relatively small, but it's still going to take time to download. So what I was able to do is zip the file, and it went from being like 10-15 megabytes down to like half a megabyte, which I thought was pretty good. So I mean, bear in mind this is still just the first run, so there's going to be thousands more jobs than I currently have. Right now I'm roughly at like 10 to 15,000 jobs listings, but that's definitely going to go up. But it's nice to know that I can compress it from 10-15 megabyte range down to half a megabyte range. Even if that goes up to like 2 megabytes in the future, I'm not terribly worried about that. The idea is that you'll download this database file once a week, and it will cache it up in your IndexedDB browser storage, and it'll just pull from there, so you can run it offline. The idea is it's going to be a PWA, so you can run this offline, do all your searching. It'll be just like an organic native app. That's the hope. And eventually it's going to be able to sync once a week, like I said. Once I have user profiles, those will sync daily when you have user preferences and your own to-dos lists, so job matching and all that stuff. But that's more bells and whistles features to come. I'm just trying to get, the core MVP features, minimal viable product, such that I can share it with, thousands of people, and they can get their hands on it and make use of it right away. And so it's excited to say we're almost there. We connected the R2 bucket with AWS API Gateway, which is connected to a Lambda, which does all the fetching as of this point. I will be setting up a DynamoDB table, at least that's the initial plan, and then hopefully put some VPCs and stuff around it. So no more S3. I'm still on Amplify for my pipeline from GitHub, and that's probably going to be okay, just doing the estimates, cost estimates there. Cloudflare does have their own lambdas, which they call workers, but those seem to have a lot more cost to it. And the lambdas for AWS seem to have a pretty generous usage tier. So I'm hoping to only invoke these, once a day, once a week type of deal. And even if I have millions of daily active users, that's the hope, that's the dream. It should be able to scale up, and I'm hoping to keep my monthly costs below $300 a month. Most of that will probably be CloudFront. I guess that's the whole edge computing for serving up my app, and I'm hoping that egress fees from Cloudflare are true, and that those will be kept to a minimum. So the DynamoDB tables, that's going to be a little bit pricey, but hoping to keep those manageable once a day syncing. Like I said, maybe do it around midnight, but that's all to come. I gotta work out how to do the authentication and the cognito. I'm gonna probably abandon that, or I'm gonna use some variant to try and issue some tokens, and that's the next thing I gotta research. But like I said, I'm trying to get the free stuff going for everybody, so everyone can be happy, everyone can cache things, expand my number of users, number of job listings, and hopefully try and make this thing grow by the end of the year. All right, thanks a lot. I'll talk to you again soon, hopefully next week. All right.